Welcome to Final Approach with Chris Gregory. I am a philomath who is somebody who loves to learn things. One of the things that I've learned is that everyone has a tale to tell and a lesson to teach. From pilots to farriers to musicians to authors and creators, I'm going to explore my interests while introducing you to some amazing people. Pre-flight is complete and we have clearance, so let's kick the tires and start the fires. Peter Kristiansen is a farrier from Denmark that I met many years ago when I did a clinic for Henrik Berger in Denmark. Peter and I hit it off and have had a long friendship through Facebook. He was in England for the FWCF Focus, and I was able to get him to sit down with me for an interview. It is always interesting to hear about the lives and practices of farriers from other parts of the world, and you're going to like getting to know Peter. We are cleared for takeoff. Ladies and gentlemen, I am in Stoneleigh, England at the FWCF Focus 2023. And I have a longtime friend, Peter Kristiansen, who actually is a friend through clinics and horseshoeing, and I don't know him well, and I thought that this would be a great chance for me to get to know him better and introduce you. So, Peter, welcome to Final Approach.
Thank you, Chris. We met each other in Denmark many years ago at Henrik's place, and follow each other on Facebook, and that's really fun. You are on YouTube, but I think it's fantastic that some redneck farriers like us can be active on the social media.
The social media makes the world smaller, and it's so cool when you get to know or meet the guy in real world, huh? Do you live in Denmark?
I live in Denmark.
And so how many languages do you speak?
My best language is Danish, and I'm fairly good at English, understand everything in English, getting better at English because I'm been part of the program in FWCF, and I try. I'm not schooled in English from public school. I'm self-taught in English.
Okay.
Reading and writing, but I speak a little German and a little Scandinavian.
And so how old are you, Peter?
57. We're nearly the same age.
Yeah, so we went to different schools together.
Yeah.
All right. And how long have you been shoeing?
I started as a clinch and sweep boy in 83 with my father, who was also a farrier. And then I started it professional in 87, working with him for 22 years. And then we make a shift in generation. I bought a company from him. And at that point, we were deeply involved in the competition and arranged competition in Denmark. Did run a couple of apprentices together.
Was your grandfather also a farrier?
Nope.
Just your dad and then you?
Just my dad and me.
And then how about your daughter? Do you have any sons?
2 sons and 2 daughters.
2. Okay. Well, I guess I only see one daughter on.
Yeah, that's the one. She's running the riding school for us.
What do you have at your house as far as business? You have a riding school? You have a stable?
We have a stable and riding school. We are renovating. That's the thing I put up on Facebook mostly, beside food and hoof. She's running it for us, and we have some dressage horses and some jumpers and Iceland ponies for leisure riding and training for the young horses for her to ride the show jumping and dressage.
Wow.
I ride myself a little bit, but not that much.
Yeah, most farriers don't get to ride too much.
I started out driving a carriage and plowing with horses for competition.
Now, you're a picture of a Viking to me. Are you Viking bloodlines?
No, but I'm actually dedicated to the Nordic religion.
Oh, yeah. What is that?
The trust in the old sagas, Iceland sagas. We have a thing called Havamol. That's like the Bible just for Vikings.
Oh, wow.
Where all the stories from ancient time, everything is the same. It's just another book about love and respect for each other and in the belief in nature, especially respect for each other.
Okay. All right.
And the Viking has a much funnier story with violence and traveling.
I just assumed you were a Viking. You just look like a Viking. You could pull it off pretty good if they put you in uniform.
I do that.
Now, what I really want to talk to you about was EFA. Can you tell us about EFA?
EFA is an organization that helps the countries in Europe to get a better education, a higher level of education. We have a go from a EU Parliament that we police. We're not an organization that controls or have any laws in different countries, but we police, overview the education in the Europe countries.
Okay, so let me backtrack. And EFA stands for?
European Community Farriers Association.
Okay. And you are the president of this?
I'm the vice president.
Vice president.
John Ravanelli from Germany, FWCF farrier. He's the president.
And do you guys oversee farriery in all the European Union?
We have a membership of 15 countries and 22 associations. And we are nearly all here represented in Stoneleigh this weekend.
Yes. Well, I saw you guys at the group meeting. That was a big meeting, huh?
Big meeting, yeah.
And you had several days of it.
Yeah.
And do you guys also administer an exam?
We have a standard that they apply for. The different association apply for accreditation of their education. So we have a standard that they have to build their education up to the syllabus up to that standard. And this weekend we just launched a higher exam called the Master Eurofarrier. It's similar to the AWCF.
Master Eurofarrier.
Yeah, and that's going to be our own, IFA's own education.
All right.
Where we provide them with the examinators and the program.
And are you an examiner?
Not in that program, but sometimes I'm an examinator in the Danish system.
So is the Danish system different than the EFA system?
Nope.
Okay.
We also accredited. We was one of the founder of EFA.
Okay. And so it's the same exam. And if a guy passes the Danish test, then he is acknowledged by EFA.
Yeah.
All right. And if a farrier wants to shoe in Denmark, do they have to have accreditation?
No, we don't have any regulation for ferrying in Denmark. We are like you in the States.
Oh, nice.
We avoid shooting people when we have the difficulties between each other. We don't shoot people.
Okay. All right. So in Denmark, you can shoe without a license.
Yeah, the baker can buy a box of tools and a box of shoes and go out. He can even get his work insured if he fails.
And so is that the same for most of the European Union?
Nope. England have a restrict system.
Very, very. EFA doesn't oversee England, right?
EFA oversees the English education, so it's up to the level of the EFA standard. But England is a measure point for nearly all our education, because the worship company, as you know, that's a brilliant system. The education system is brilliant.
Right.
England is our aim. That's the best education. That's a WCF education.
That's where you guys are wanting to go, is what you're saying.
Our syllabus and our standards in EFA is mostly similar to the English system.
Okay.
Most of the education is getting that way in the whole of Europe. But in EFA, that's one of my key points in EFA is that we still have to keep the folklore in the shoeing. So the Italian have their style. We have our style in Denmark. The English have their style. The standard has to be the same. I'm really a pro that we keep the folklore in the different countries, so we still have some local style.
So everybody gets to kind of keep their heritage.
Yeah.
All right. What would be like the real difference between like a Danish farrier folklore and an Italian farrier folklore?
The most is the fortune style.
Okay.
The trimming is the same. We're getting more and more, like you guys in the States shoe more and more like the British. We're all getting more like each other. There's some difference because the shoeing style is equivalent to what the horses were used for. So we have used for draft horses in to pull wood out of the forest, and you have the short hoof for reining and the rodeo, and the English have them for the military. So it's different shoeing styles, but the trim and the basic in the horse is the same.
All right, so just a little bit of different shoemaking. Or like the French, do you guys ever make shoes with 3 strikers on the horn like the French do?
Nope.
Nope.
That's dangerous.
It looks dangerous, doesn't it? It's pretty to watch. How about trimming with somebody else holding the foot, like the Swiss?
We don't do that.
They don't do that in Denmark either?
Nope.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I didn't see that when I was there. If somebody wants to get trained to shoe horses in Denmark, what do they do to do that? Is there a school?
There's a school. We have a school located near my area. Only one school, state supervised. And we have a free organization who's supervising the education for the state. And the school runs the program.
And is it attached to a college?
Nope. They have free way to get it to be a farrier. They can start with the farrier and then go to school after a year. And then have a program with 19 weeks over a 4-year period where they go to school.
Okay.
But most of the training is at the master farrier.
A little bit like the British system where there'll be 2 weeks at the college and then home and then, okay. All right. And over the course of 4 years, they get 19 weeks.
Yeah.
All right.
And you can go to school for 20 weeks. After that, you will take 3.5 years with your master and still go to school for the 19 weeks.
Oh, wow.
And you could go in as an adult candidate and find a master who can train you. And then you can cut some off because of your age and experience, life experience.
So if you're already 30, then you maybe have a little shorter time.
Yeah. But the exam is the same. The end exam is exactly the same.
You have to make that standard even though.
Yeah.
What does someone make to shoe a horse in Denmark? What's the going rate for shoeing a horse?
That's the going rate is for a full set is In my area, it's around 280 euro.
Okay.
That's still the same in dollar.
Yeah, so 280 euro. I think the euro, 87 cents would be $1, so it would be probably $320 or something. All right.
We're heavily taxed in Denmark.
Okay, so you get 280, and is that before tax?
That's before tax, and then you pay a VAT on 25%.
VAT,
VAT, yeah. And on 25%, and then you'll be taxed from the rest, and you'll be taxed for the rest in your company. And when you take money out of the company, you get taxed one more time. So you probably every euro you earn, you will probably have 35% left for you.
Wow.
When all expenses is paid.
And you call it a crown?
That's a crown. That's 7.54 euro.
And do you guys use crowns or euros?
We have our own money.
And can you use a euro in Denmark?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So both go.
Yeah, both go.
Well, that's pretty interesting. Did you travel a lot competing in horseshoeing contests?
I've been little around, but mostly we've been inland and been organizing one of the biggest competition in Europe for 25 years together with a couple of other farriers and especially with my father.
And where was that at?
At Herning, a venue with the stallion show every year. Normally have about 122 farriers competing at that time, and it's still run now. There's some girls who has taken over and they're developing it with widescreen and a lot of
really made it
gadgets. Yeah.
Well, that's pretty cool. Now, you said you had two boys. How old are they?
The eldest is 36, and the other one is 33. And then the daughter, you all can see in my Facebook, she is 29. She has a son on 11.
Oh, so you got a grandfather then?
Yeah, I have 3 grandchildren.
Nice.
She lives with another girl, and they have a boy together on 2. And then I have granddaughter that's 6 months old.
Okay. What do your boys do?
The eldest is a trained chef, and the other one is working with mentally ill young people.
Okay. They didn't want to shoe horses, huh?
Nope. They saw how hard we were working.
But you're happy.
Yeah, I'm happy.
You love the job, right?
I love the trade.
Yeah.
I would have loved to be where I am now when I was 30 because of the experience I have now.
Yeah.
That could be fun.
Well, we always say, if I'd have known it then, but the problem is, if I knew what I know now when I was 20, I probably wouldn't have had as much fun because I would have avoided some of the fun risks that I took.
That's exactly the same.
Yeah. What do you see for the future of farriery in Europe? What do you think is going to happen?
We are in a really good place because we are now getting more regulation in the education, the community, and the camaraderie in farrying in Europe is actually quite good. It's easy to travel in Europe. The German and even now we have the Polish guys really keen on getting big competition and getting people in, and Facebook and social media is really opening up the world. So I think and we're really communicating and I think we're in a good spot, but we're also in a very important spot because it has never been more difficult to shoe horses than it is now because the horse breeding is more difficult. We have the sport horses are staying longer in the sport. So we have, like you talked about in the lecture today, that we have some issues with tendon issues and overtrained horses and overused horses. That's more challenging. So we really be in a place where we have to be on top of the education with the farriers.
I'd agree we're in a good place. There's a lot of information. There's a lot of bad information too. How do you know who to listen to or how to follow it?
Yeah, you have to have some common sense and be open-minded and not believe in everything you hear.
Yeah, there's that.
There's also a problem with the social media because there's a lot of farriers who's really good at writing. If you think some hotshot farrier that you see in competition, he doesn't have to be the best one to shoe horses because he can build a shoe, because he's competing and some of the farriers are looking up to him and think everything he do is the right thing. But we have some really good farrier coming from over here who's been teaching in the college for years.
But don't compete.
But have a lot of experience and they're really keen to put out some information and all the knowledge. And we talk together, and we can see that if one country has a good teacher, or a couple of good teachers, both in the practical and the theoretical part, at some point they show up everywhere. If people just is open-minded and see a little bit of criticism what they get in, that's only for the benefit of the horse.
Yep. Well, I think if you have strong anatomy, you have an insulation against bad information. Because if it doesn't make sense anatomically, it doesn't make sense.
You can shoe a horse if you haven't got the anatomy or the theory in shoeing horses. You can shoot if you don't understand the theory in the horses, how they're built and anatomy. You can shoe a horse. You can shoot it, but it won't work for very long.
Right. As long as everything's normal and sound, and if you don't get anything abnormal, then you can be mechanically sound and have a business. But as soon as something is a little bit requires some skill, now you're in trouble. There's something called the halo effect, and that's when somebody is really good at something, and so people give them credit and think they're good at everything else. So you get a guy who's a great shoe builder, but he may not know the difference between a deep flexor tendon and a suspensory ligament. So that can get you in trouble sometimes.
It can.
Yeah, the halo effect. So what's your advice to young farriers that are wanting to get into this trade?
I would advise them to hook up with an age or experienced mentor, join an organization where you have someone experienced you can talk to, and just speak up, go to competition, go to clinics. Even my father, when he was at the last clinic when he turned 66.
Nice.
And we stopped him working at the 67. He said, I go. Even if I only teach, get one thing out of the course, it's a good course.
Absolutely.
Go and meet and go and take clinics, go to competition, go to meetings, go like here, a big venue. You always get someone to talk to and network and get out instead of just go in your own bubble.
Yeah, exposure.
Exposure.
Yeah, it's easy to get isolated, isn't it? And you have your 300 horses and your 100 customers, and they all tell you how wonderful you are.
Even in Denmark, where we have around 350 to 400 active farriers. In my area, in the circle of 20 kilometers, we are 25 farriers.
Wow.
I don't meet any of them.
So you guys don't work together very often?
No, we talk together.
Okay.
That's one of the things with the system today, that we have done some work with the FWCF, takes the courses and that opened up for a new network. So we call each other and send pictures and ask if we, even I don't know all the things.
Oh, of course, yeah. Nobody does.
Nobody does. So it's nice to have that community and camaraderie again in the farrier.
And how many horses do you generally shoe a day?
As less as possible. I have two female farrier employed by me that it's trained farrier. The one is on birth relief right now. But I say they have to shoe an average of 4 horses a day. When I'm alone, I shoe 6 to 7.
Okay.
But I work longer hours, but only 4 days a week.
Okay.
For now, I just started up with a new apprentice again. When he's up to the speed and can help me really with clinching and clean up and clean out the hoof, we can do 9 to 10 a day.
Wow.
I changed my business from, I do a lot of dressage horses, I used to do, but now I'm going the Western style. I do a lot of reiners.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
Well, you're not built to do the quarter horse, you know.
Yeah, but I'm flexible.
So you guys have to look at the picture. Peter, you look like a strongman. You know the strongman contest? Do you ever compete in those?
Nope.
You look like you should.
Not now. I'm too worn out on bad elbow and bad back and everything's worn out.
How's your knees?
Knees is good.
Knees are good.
Yeah, but my elbow is not good and my back is not good. But I'm just a farrier.
Yeah, you get our age and been doing it this long, things are not working.
And you know from yourself that when we were 20, everything, we couldn't die.
I know. Bulletproof.
Yeah, bulletproof.
Yeah, and I miss that. I miss my eyeballs more than my biceps. So, do you wear readers?
I actually use my glasses all the time. But when we go around here, I get tired of all the lights. Then.
Have you ever tried contacts?
I can't even put eye drops in my.
Oh, okay. So you can't even touch your eye for nothing.
No.
Yeah. So my brother-in-law is that way. I can make him nervous talking about it. You know.
I have so many.
Okay.
When I go to the optician, when they blow the thing in the eye, I can blink before it hits.
Well, I started using multifocal contacts because what would happen, I'd trim a foot without my readers on, and then I'd go to the anvil and I'd shape the shoe with these reading glasses, and it's magnified. So let's say the foot's 5 inches across, and then I'm looking at the shoe on the anvil with my readers, and it's 5.5, and I was having such a hard time fitting. And so for you old guys, if you get over 40 and your eyes start going, multifocal contacts, they've been a game changer for me.
I'm doing using glasses, and then sometimes I could benefit for using glasses when I work. So I bought a pair of sport monoculars with a curved.
Oh, yeah.
That's not good.
No. Changed your fit, did it? Yeah. Do you trim your glasses on?
Nope.
And then you go to the anvil, put the glasses on to forge, or not?
Not.
No.
Tell the young guys that they had to put the glasses on and the hearing aid.
Yeah, it's do as I say, not as I do.
And they wear gloves as well. I can't wear gloves because I burn my fingers when all the plastic is melted on my finger.
I can't wear gloves either.
I think because my seeing was getting worse, so I transferred my feeling to my fingers.
Okay.
More than it was before. We use our fingers a lot in the shearing. But I think it's transferred that way.
Yeah, that's probably true.
But I need more light now.
Yeah. Boy, you get in some of these dark barns and you're in a stall, you're trying to
have a headlamp.
Yeah. Headlamps are very handy. Yep. That's a good hint if you're getting to be a little old. The lights are not getting dimmer, you're just not seeing it as well.
Correct.
Yeah. I often ask people to tell me a dad joke. Peter, do you got any good dad jokes for me?
Dad jokes?
Yeah.
No, he was a joke himself. But
Is your dad still alive?
No, he died last year.
Oh.
Actually, he died. So I had to leave we was at the AGM in Pilsen in Czechoslovakia. And I had to leave because he was going to die that day. But so I left him to drive 900 kilometers and I gladly come again. Cheap to get home before he died.
Oh,
but we knew he was that way. So he was fighting with cancer for 22 years. So
wow.
So we knew he was going that way.
Yeah. Well, I'm sorry. So do you have a joke? You know any good jokes?
No, not that. You're really good at it.
I always ask somebody to teach me something, and so it doesn't have to do anything with horseshoeing. It could be anything. You teach me how to wire a socket or how to install a doorknob.
No, but I can give you a good recipe on some of the cows you slaughter at your place. Put the steak, not under 600 gram, in a dark beer for a whole night.
Okay.
And just give it 2 minutes on each side.
On a hot grill or?
Hot grill. Hot as possible so it caramelizes. That's the best thing. Just let it rest for 10 minutes. You don't need anything else.
All right. So his son is a chef, and I'd say you know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Your Facebook post, you guys do like to eat, huh?
We do like to
eat good food. Yeah. Did your wife come with you?
No, she has a... Yeah, that's actually a joke. But the joke is on me. Last year in December, we live in the suburb. Our plumbing is not that good, so it gets stuck a little bit. And we used to be 6 people living in the house, and then the sewage is getting a little dry, so we have a stuck sometimes. So I have a system with a piece of iron, so I could take out the blocking. But they have a concrete lid on that, and it's weighing nearly 100 kilos. I called my wife. She came out in her slippers, and then I dropped it on her foot. So we saw the X-ray. If you take an X-ray of your finger, it looks like a coffin bone and all the pus. Right. So she was actually sinking and turning, and the P2 was cracked.
On which toe?
The big toe.
Oh, that's the worst.
That's the worst. She isn't over it yet, so she's not in for flying. So
yeah. And when did that happen?
In December last year.
So a while.
She was stuck for a half year. That the only thing she could was go to the toilet.
Oh my gosh! So it's really been a bad deal.
That was a bad deal.
Yeah, all because you had to have help on the concrete.
Yeah, but I could just have let it down. But
100 kilos doesn't look like much for you.
No, I just.
Yeah.
I can handle it.
Yeah, well, I don't doubt that, not for a second. Does she work?
She works in a mental hospital facility for mental criminals.
Oh my!
She's looking after them.
Is she able to do that from a wheelchair? Or?
She's on her feet, but she has a limited job, so she can't run, she can't fight them.
Has she done that for a long time?
18 years.
I'll be dang, huh?
When our children was small, we chose her to be at home until they started in school.
Good, yeah. I think that's important. It allows you to raise your kids, right? Yeah, excellent. Well, sir, you've been a gracious guest, and I've enjoyed getting to know you better. Thank you so much for your time.
And I'm glad to finally meet you because you helped me a lot with some of my education.
Yeah, I remember I actually did a lecture for you on a video one time.
On a video, yeah.
Yeah.
The small word?
Yeah. And you're AW now, right?
No, I passed my theoretic part, but I tried 2 times on the practical due to I got a carbon oxide poison in the exam, in practical.
You did?
So I was picked up by an ambulance. My wife didn't like that.
Oh, my God. Was this in Melton Mowbray?
No, that was at Henrik Berger's place.
So was there a bunch of you guys taking the exam there?
We did a really good thing there. We called it some of the elder farrier. They were called around by our friends. And then we make a group at Henrik's place, where Wayne Priest and Henrik was teaching us. Then I made it able for the FWCF to come to Denmark.
Nice.
Yeah, because they came at your place.
Right.
They didn't want to come to Denmark because the overseas thing, they want to have it in country. And we actually would like to go to England. I did my first theoretic part in Melbourne, and that was mind blowing.
Yes,
to go there. That traditional place and
historic,
all the historic and the military fair. I think brilliant. But we couldn't go there because of the Fair Registration Council. We couldn't shoe horses in England, so we had to get them over to us. But Henrik's place wasn't able to host it because it wasn't built the right way with all the forges and the shoeing base. So I called Noble Miles, our former registrar in England, and we fixed it with Linda Quinn from the company. So Henrik, he agreed on rebuilding his forge. You've been there. So we turned the shoeing base. So we have 4 shoeing base, 4 coke fires, and then we could do the exam. We did it twice at his place.
But you got carbon poison from the forges not being vented?
When we trained, all the doors were open, all the windows, but at the exam, we had to close the doors.
It was cold?
No, we had only a group of 4 at the time doing the exam, so we have someone sitting outside. I don't blame anybody, but excitement, and I was in the forge, and my forge, my coke forge was in the back corner, so we didn't get ventilated. So I just tilted.
Wow, did you get hurt?
No.
You didn't bump your head or nothing?
No.
Man alive, what an experience, huh?
Nearly a whole day in the hospital with oxygen and all the bells and whistles and.
Sheesh. So when was that?
That was in 18, and then I tried it again in 21.
During the pandemic? I didn't know they did any during the pandemic.
Yeah, but we wasn't that restricted in Denmark.
Oh, really?
I will not blame the horse because I got it sedated, but it was too much sedated, and I wasn't prepared enough for I wasn't in another place at that time.
Yeah.
But it did really good modern material.
Is that what got you?
Yeah, I did a cast. That's a new thing.
Oh, yeah.
And I do that a lot. You've seen some of the pictures I posted.
Yeah.
I did that on a post-operation coffin bone fracture. Where I glued on a aluminium hot bar, packed it, and cast it. Again, educational at the social media. I saw it was a young English farrier who was showing how to put the hoof padding, the mustard, the soft one, in the back of the bulb, so you don't interfere in the bulb with the cast when it go off.
Yep.
I haven't seen that before, so that was good.
Yeah.
But it's been a process, and it's been a good process learning things. I think I was a good shoer, but going through that program made me open my eyes to see there was something I didn't know anything about. And I think it was a good thing.
Yeah. Are you going to go again?
No. I have so many issues with my elbow, so all that training with the forging, I don't, it's heavy shoeing, bar shoe, bumping iron.
You can drive nails and you can shape shoes okay.
I still build shoes.
Oh, yeah.
I do the training with my apprentice. So.
Well, that's interesting. There's a good takeaway here for you young farriers. The journey is really what it's about, and getting the letters are not nearly as important as what you learn in the journey.
It's the journey that's important.
Yeah. Well, Peter, you've been a true gem. Thank you so much for sitting down with me, sir.
Just give me the word, I'll do it again.
Well, if you have not tried Cody's new driving hammer, you have no idea what you're missing. Once again, Cody has taken a tool that was good enough and improved it to the point that good enough is completely inadequate. For those of you that have grabbed a hot shoe with a pair of Cody's tongs or ran his creaser through the branch of a bar shoe, the way his driving hammer feels is no surprise. But if you haven't yet, you owe it to yourself to at least find someone that will let you try their Cody Gregory tools. I was able to get an early version of the driving hammer, and it seemed to send the nail like I had hit it with a rounding hammer. No kidding. The driving hammer only weighs 10 ounces, but it hits with a power that lies about its size. How does it do it? I don't know. Aerodynamics, geometry, handles made from Gandalf's staff. I really don't know, and you too will be looking at the hammer and wondering how it just hit that nail with such power when you send it through the foot with your Cody Gregory driving hammer. Get yours now at CodyGregoryLLC.com.